Yeah! It's time for good news! With the world looking so much gloomier than it was a while back, I think we just need a little bit of good news. What do you guys think? Hey, you can find all these news stories and articles that I'm reading on goodnewsnetwork.org. I suggest you check out that site because it's just full of great things. First and foremost, what better way to start it off than a Florida man? Florida man survives gator attack after neighbors drive over the beast with their SUV. So this article comes from February 17th. It details the experience of a man named Rick walking his dogs in Florida. He was walking along and this alligator runs out of the pond that he's walking by and like he trips and it grabs his leg, the classic fucking chomp. Thankfully, it doesn't start doing like the death roll or anything and rip his fucking leg off. Let me read the story for you guys. Friday, April 19th of last year, Rick Fingret was passing a pond while out walking his dogs, and he's seen alligators at this pond before, right? But out of nowhere, his dogs start like trying to run away, and he has no idea what's going on, and he sees an 11-foot gator just rushing him. I mean, they're actually pretty fast. I don't know if you guys have actually seen a video of them. He recalls that I tripped during the frenzy, and the minute that he fell, the gator got him. Apparently, the pair lay on the grass for several moments, and the gator is unsure of what to do next. Now, I can only imagine what that would be like for, to just be out walking your dogs, and all of a sudden you're on the ground, and there's an alligator biting your goddamn leg, trying to take it off. Now, he puts in here, every so often you'd feel a lurch, a tug. He wanted to move me, but he couldn't. I was much bigger than he anticipated. I wanted to know that I was there. I wanted it to know that I was there. I had a lot of fight left in me, so he was like fighting it. I was very conscious of the, and I was very conscious of the not passing out. I'm pretty conscious too when I don't pass out. That does make sense. Because the minute that would happen, I'd been done. Yeah, so he was fine. Apparently he was like trying to punch it, poking its eyes and trying to pry its mouth open. None of that worked. I would think if you literally pushed its eyes in that it would let go. But I mean, in that situation, that may not be your first thought. And without a shadow of a doubt, the strangest part of the story came next. Fingret narrates, his dog lay by his side, silent, probably frozen in fear, like he's still holding the leash. And his neighbors, Walter Rudder and Paula Keegan, were driving by when they saw and heard him like screaming on his side. And his dogs lay next to him screaming for help. They thought that he had fallen and broken something, which is fair. That's probably what I would assume too. And then the dog moved and they saw the unmistakable shape of something that hasn't changed in 300 million years. Mr. Rudder walked over and described a supernatural level of calm in which Rick instructed the neighbor to get his dogs and put them in his car and then run the lizard over with it. So this was Rick's idea? The guy's laying out on the ground and he's like, run this son of a bitch over. Throwing the heavy Lincoln into drive, Rudder needed just one pass over the alligator's midsection, who terrifyingly held up and ran back down into the pond, and it was over. So he runs this alligator over with his car, and it's fine. Apparently, they used a dog leash and a t-shirt to patch up the bleeding, and now those neighbors are bonded for life. Now, this next article is the real meat and potatoes of this entire video. I saw this headline and I thought that it was so crazy that it couldn't be real. It's great news, but it really intrigued me how it was done more than anything. So the title of this article is baby thriving after doctors removed womb for spinal surgery, then put it back inside the mom at 26 weeks. Now, I want everybody to stop and think about that for a second. This woman was pregnant, and the doctors took the baby and the womb out of the mother and did surgery on the baby. I assume patched the womb and patched the baby up, and then put it back inside mom, in which they had to patch mom up. I've never heard anything like that before, so that's crazy to a guy like me. The 24-year-old mother was told during her 20th week pregnancy checkup last year that her unborn son had spina bifida, which I don't really know a whole lot about it. I'm sure it goes into. They were warned that would likely cause them to be severely disabled with a high risk of paralysis. Serena and her partner were given the choice to continue or terminate the pregnancy, or have fetoscopic surgery, which that is a crazy word, fetoscopic. Like, I assume that just means fetal surgery. So 6 weeks later, doctors took Serena's womb out of her body to operate on her unborn son's spine, and 3 hours later, her womb and baby were stitched up back inside the mom until it was time to give birth. At the 31-week mark, so 5 weeks before she had the baby. That is crazy. At the 31-week mark, Tommy Bound was born and was able to feed normally and kick his legs thanks to surgery. He spent 4 weeks in the hospital before Serena and Chris Bound brought him home to East Sussex. The tot, now 3 months old, hitting all his milestone, and the scar on his back is the only evidence of the surgery. The fact that you can have surgery on a baby before it's even born is wild to me. But this just turned out so good, right? This is just great news. Tommy Bound would have been paralyzed for his entire life. But her mother, the parents, I suppose, decided to have surgery to just take a chance and get this baby the life it deserved. Now that's just good news. Hey, if you guys enjoyed that video, I have my other good news videos up here. You can check out other videos Mike down here and subscribe up here. I'll see you guys.